Good afternoon. Welcome back. 2 p.m. with the Trigger. Rich Bontrager here with you on a Friday, winding down midway through the month of July. And I want to give a special shout out to my many friends, the National Speakers Association. Many of you tune in, you participate, you're an active part of what I do with Rock the Stage Media. And this weekend, you're celebrating 50 years of the National Speakers Association. I was only 8 years old when the NSA was born. It's been going for a while. Always glad to be a part of it. They are a sponsor of what we do here at Rock the Stage as well. With every Wednesday night, we do Rock the Stage Live. And, of course, the other different programs and things that we collaborate on together. But many of my friends are traveling today. They get to Orlando, Florida. It's 50 years. They're going to be celebrating the land of Mickey Mouse in Orlando. I'm expecting there's going to be a lot of good times, a lot of fun. So please enjoy that and be safe, travel, but celebrate well with the National Speakers Association. And we'll learn more about that. We'll get caught up. But today we're going to get back to, actually, someone made a comment during one of our 2 p.m. lives. And I'll often pull in the emails and the questions we get behind the scenes. But this was live during our show. And the question was basically like, what are some of the traits? What are some of the qualities that help make you a great speaker or stand out from the crowd? What are those traits that may help you bump up a couple levels if you pay more attention to them or harness them better? So I'm going to give you 5 of those skills. Now, let me clarify, because we all have natural skills. Every speaker I know, everyone that wants to be a speaker already has some innate skills, because they're not afraid of the stage as much. They're ready to go. They have topics on their mind. And there's a natural skill that many speakers have. But as we know, some speakers are way gifted. They just have that it factor. They have something that's there. Others of us need to work at that. And there's nothing wrong with either side of it. But there are traits and skills that seem to draw the crowd in. Let your personality and brand. It allows you to have different stories stick better. It just helps you shine brighter with some of these traits. So the first one is going to be charisma. Charisma is one of those ones that there's something about people love those magnetic personalities, don't we? We like it when someone walks in the room and the heads turn. We all stop and realize they're here. And you can almost see the room sometimes even pull toward the person, the guy or the gal, because there's that magnetic pull there. They exude the confidence. They have the enthusiasm. They have the positivity. They have this bundle of stuff all wrapped together. But the charisma side, they know how to turn a phrase a certain way. They know that little twinkle in their eye and that smile. The way they handshake, it really is part of that charisma. There's a certain panache to it that we go, yeah, they're extra cool in the room. Now, most speakers that have that know that, and they can leverage that to their full advantage. They can use that charisma. They can use that magnetic pull to bring people in, and it does set you apart. Now, some of that you can learn, and some of it is also that natural ability. We've all met people like that. They walk in the room, and everyone already knows them. I have a couple family members that are that way, okay? They have that. Now, with the charisma, there is a very important other side you want to have with this, and that is going to be being authentic. Authenticity is very important, and more in the speaking world, in the media world, this idea of being authentic, of being genuine, is becoming a big deal. We're tired of the plastic. We're tired of the phonies. We're tired of the people that have that little switch in the back that can turn it on and turn it off, and they just kind of fake it. There is being true to oneself. Let's just put it that way. Being true to yourself. And again, we talked about it somewhat yesterday. You have the good and the bad. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. You're not playing down to yourself. You're not ignoring things. You're just true to who you are. I am always going to be a sports junkie. I will always use sports illustrations and stories to talk about things. I love my rock and roll turned up to 12 and 13. Okay. I love that type of stuff. That's part of being authentic to me, but you got to be a genuine person. If people see you on stage and they know it's not the genuine you, that you're putting on a front. Now, that's even true if you have problems. Now, you don't have to disclose everything, but we always know in the world of Hollywood, for example, the paparazzi follow people around, take pictures, and they make up a lot of stories. We know not everything in those magazines and the tabloids is accurate. However, there are times when even the actors revealed it's a hardship now. We lost a family member now. There's an authentic truth there. And the show must go on in a lot of ways, but they're authentic too. If I don't hit all the marks today, it's okay because something else is going on. Great to have Jan back with us again. She's our wonderful note taker. Jan will notice today that I've enhanced the presentation by putting some easy points out there, but genuine, the charisma, the authentic, there she is right there with us. Just naturally flowing with the show here. Love it. Love having you along. Again, we're doing these top 5 personalities, these traits, these skills that are going to help speakers stand out. Charisma, authenticity. And here's one that I don't think a lot of people think about. Empathy. Speakers, as we go through what we do, we're all often very supercharged. We are very focused. Here's where I'm going to do this. Here's where I'm going to do that. Here's my story. But as you go through it, especially with storytelling, I found this to be very, very true. If there's a story that has an emotional roller coaster to it, if there's something that really dips down and it's sorrowful, painful, if you display empathy during those stories, if during that you actually show and feel and emote the pain, be authentic, but there is a little bit of dramatic acting in this too. But if you can show that empathy through that, hey, this was hard. We went through this incident here. My good friend lost his job and their family had a struggle for a while. And why do I tell you the story? Well, that's where the empathy comes in. You're not going to just talk about, oh, my friend was a stupid idiot and lost his job. No, that's not empathy at all. You're going to paint the picture of a tragedy. It also shows concern for others. Even when you're on stage, even when you're sharing things back, you're going to reveal, this was my good friend. This was tough, man. We sat and had some long conversations together. That empathy really goes a long way. It kind of seeps into the soul of the listener, of the viewer. They kind of get wrapped up with you and they can feel that you really feel this. And so they're going to kind of feel it with you. And it's a great way to pull people in to what you're doing. But again, be authentic. Be authentic. It is a developed trait. You're exactly right. This is not a real easy one here, Jan. As we go through some of this, this is not one that I don't think I've even heard a lot of speakers speak about. But there is that authentic connection that comes here. So when you craft those speeches, when you go through what you're going to talk about, if you know this is a heartstring, you want to make sure you want your listeners to be fully in. Yesterday, I talked about there are times I sit down on a chair that I intentionally have on stage, and I will go get the chair and I'll kind of set the mood. And, you know, it's kind of like parents sitting down with their kids and telling them that grandpa died or something. You want to set the mood, set the vibe, and show the emotion, reveal it. And that empathetic nature, literally everyone else will slide up in their chairs and join you in the intimate conversation as you show empathy. It is something you need to practice. Embrace it. Be authentic. You're tracking right along. Look at this. This is a great conversation here today. So now here comes number 4 in our top 5 list. And this is one of my favorite ones. Passion comes easy for me. Woo! I love passion. I love energy. I love the fact that I love what I get to do, and it can't be denied. When I'm on stage, when I'm doing these shows and I'm interviewing people, when I'm caught up in my passion has always carried me further than anything else. Enthusiasm for the topic. If I don't love talking about what I'm talking about, if that keynote is not something I'm really, really into, chuck it, forget it. Why am I doing it? It's just words. It's just a bunch of letters and symbols being cast out to the universe, and it really has no meaning. It has no value. So for me, yes, it is energy. It is connectivity. It's an excitement, not just me speaking on stage. Have the excitement that I get to be with you, the people too. That's one of the things about passion. I traveled all this way. I got stuck in an airport for an extra 3 hours. I got in late last night, but I am jacked up. I am ready to go because I wanted to be here with you and I want to share this exciting stuff. Passion is so contagious. It's just like that magnetic personality a little bit. When you have that magnetic personality and there's that passion exuding out, people are like really drawn in because they're like, this person really, really is locked and loaded, ready to go. And who doesn't want to be around that type of person? One of my favorite sports players in my sports time covering was Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers was Mr. Passion. And because he was very charismatic, they're late in the game. They're down by 2 scores. They would huddle up and he would go, you go here, you go here, you go deep. You're going to catch the ball and you're going to get in the end zone. And the players would tell story after story of, we know we were down because Aaron was in the game and his passion and his charismatic personality, it lifted us up and we caught the balls. We made the touchdown. He has more comebacks in the fourth quarter than any other NFL quarterback. And a lot of it goes to his passion. It was very contagious in a lot of ways. You want to make sure if you're going to really elevate your game again, what does passion look like for you? What does it look like you to show that you are enthused, that you are thrilled to be there? Show it, reveal it. That's when it looks a little bit awkward for people. Some people are uncomfortable showing it because they don't know if it looks phony, if it looks silly. I've learned the more silly I look at times, the more excited I am at times, the better the audience is with me. Now, the final one is going to be resilience. Resilience. There are going to be times, as we've talked about it, there's challenges with being a speaker. Yes, even traveling. I've spent the night in LaGuardia Airport. Sometimes the weather doesn't work out, and there are challenges because you may be late for it. You might not make it to your hotel. What if there's 100 things that goes through your mind when you start having travel challenges, and we've all experienced it. There's also nerves. The most nervous I get if I get an award, if I get overly recognized, my nerves does kick in. Then it's like, okay, I'm naturally on stage, I'm naturally seen and heard, but you just threw the spotlight on a little bit harder, and my emotions, because of my passion, the emotions go right through the rough, and I do get more nervous when it's extra spotlight focus on me. Technical difficulties. I've told several stories here. Technical difficulties handle. This one, you need to know in advance how you're going to handle it. And being resilient is part of it. Being able to know if it happens, what am I going to do? That's why I recommend walking through a room in advance of your talk, get to know the lay of the land, know where the doors are, even open and close the door, which ones make noise, which don't. Get to know your surroundings, because when technical difficulties happen, you want to maintain composure on stage. You want to make sure that you don't flinch. Because if you flinch, everyone else is going to flinch. You need to sustain that place, that voice, and just go like there's nothing wrong. In fact, again, expect interruptions. Expect something to not go on properly. Roger Rickard shared during our month-long series, Freedom from the Fear of Public Speaking, he shared a story of he was supposed to give an hour-long keynote. He arrived. They were running behind. He said, you're chopped down to 40 minutes. Then he was told, you're down to 20 minutes. And when he walked on stage, he was given a big hug by the MC. He said everyone thought they were giving him a little peck on the cheek, a little hi, hello. He whispered in the ear, you have 20 minutes. Sorry. Things are going to happen. And resilience is pop back, have another way to do your speech, have another way to stay with it, but maintain composure. There's 100 different ways that Roger could have handled that situation. There's a lot of different ways that he could even talk about it backstage. But as a professional, as someone who's going to do this and do this over and over again, these are some of the traits that are going to help elevate you. People will notice it. Other booking agents will know it. Other speakers will notice it. They will notice how you conduct yourself with this energy, this charismatic personality, the empathy, all these things. Others are noticing. You want to get booked more? You want to get seen more? You want to be on more podcasts, talk shows, get written up in magazines and articles. You need to work on the personality skills. It's part of the game of public speaking. But again, I'm going to go back. Be authentic. You can have other skills that fit into this, but be authentic. But also realize there are skills that will help you. If you work on them, some of these will help bump you to the next level and bump you to the next level. And if you're wanting to do that, that's part of what Rock the Stage Media here is all about. We are here to help you shine on camera, shine on stage, to elevate you in that brand authority every which way that we can. If you would like to have a free consult, if you would like to talk, Zoom together about some of these traits, about some of these different ways that you can come alive. How are you wanting to grow your brand? What level do you want to get to as a professional speaker, podcaster, talk show host? There's so many areas within this media realm that we get into with Rock the Stage. But if you want help with this, hit the QR code. Let's book a call and let's help you figure out some of those steps. And if you want formal coaching, we're always here to formally coach you, work out a detailed plan just for you so you can know exactly, work on this aspect, work on this aspect, go to the next level, and continue to shine brighter and brighter and brighter with everything you do. That's part of learning about being a public speaker. One more comment coming in here from Jan IC. Want to be booked more? Want more? Yes, indeed. She's listening. She's going to have a whole notebook. Jan's going to have a really large notebook by the time you're all done. So if I ever keel over, Jan will have everything on backup for you. There you go. Hey, that's going to do it for today. Again, we are always happy to be here with you at Rock the Stage Media and coming out every day at 2 p.m. to give you some insights, some tips, and of course, Wednesday nights live, how to rock the stage. Have yourself a great weekend. And again, to all my friends at the National Speakers Association, celebrating 50 years. Yeah, there's a little bit of passion down in Orlando this weekend. People are very excited. It's going to be a great time. Enjoy, have fun. Wish I was there with you. See y'all back here at 2 p.m. live